Hello and welcome to this video about mitosis. This is one form of cell division that you need to know for your exam, and it's important for a couple of reasons. It's important for growth and repair in your body, of all your body cells, and also for asexual reproduction as well. In asexual reproduction, the offspring are identical to each other and identical to the parent. So it's all essentially making a clone of an organism. But we'll discuss growth and repair in a bit more detail. Essentially, when you're first developing as an embryo, all the cell division that happens there is mitosis. So when you start off as a few cells and your cells are dividing again and again and again to create a much larger organism with thousands of cells, all the cell division that's going on there is mitosis, and also you continually need mitosis every day for repair of cells in your body. So your skin cells, for example, hair cells, they're always falling off and you need to repair those cells, but also think internally in your body, cells are constantly needing renewal. So the way I remember mitosis is to remember that it is for the growth and repair of body cells, and I remember it as mitosis happens in my toe. So cells in your toe will divide by mitosis, so that's a good way to remember it. Essentially all it is, then you to get a cell, and that cell will start to divide and produce two daughter cells. Those cells can then go on themselves to divide, and so on and so on and so on, as much as you need for the growth and repair of the cells in your body. Now each cell that's made has identical genetic information to its parent cell. So all of these cells here would have identical genetic information. So I'm just going to take you through the stages as to how that happens. First of all, let's remind ourselves that in each cell of your body you've got 46 chromosomes. That's 23 pairs. And if you look at each pair, let's take number 7 for example. Number 7 chromosomes, you've got one from your father and one from your mother to make a pair. And number 23 actually determines whether you are a boy or a girl, and we'll come across that in a later video. But nevertheless, 23 pairs of chromosome inside the nucleus of the cells. Just very quickly remember the cell shape roughly like that, the nucleus in the centre of cell, and that's where the genetic information is kept. Now when it comes to mitosis, the DNA arranges itself into these chromosomes. So you'll have that DNA helix, and it will be wrapped up in these chromosomes. So if you take a small section of your chromosome here, that would be DNA inside. Now in mitosis it's really important that when the cells divide, they end up with this. They end up with 23 pairs of chromosomes. So if the cell here were just to split now, it would have to split the chromosomes that are in its nucleus. And we can't allow that for mitosis because every single cell that's made has to have 23 pairs of chromosomes. So let's have a look what happens. First of all, the first part of mitosis is that each chromosome makes a copy of itself. So on the previous slide here we had 23 pairs of chromosomes, and you can see there's just one strand in each chromosome. In the next slide, have a look, they've doubled up because they've just made a copy of itself. So here where you just had this one before, now you've got two where they've made a copy of themselves and they stay joined together. So this is still pair 1, but now they've made a copy of themselves. So now you have double what you had before. Each of these 23 pairs has made an exact copy of itself. So then what happens is all these chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell ready to divide. So we'll have 46 chromosomes with their identical copies lined up here ready to divide. If we look here, for example, this could be from pair 9 on the previous page, and this could be from pair 10, chromosomes 9 and 10. But now they're lined up here in the middle, with their identical copy. So this here is identical to this here, and the same down here, because they've just made a copy of each other. So now they're lined up in the middle here, the cell is ready to split. And what will happen was the identical copies of the chromosome will go to opposite sides of the cell. So here, the identical copy is over here, and so on. So they're split up now so that this half of the cell has got an identical copy, and so is this half of the cell. And then finally, you can complete the cell division so that you have then two separate cells with the identical genetic information in the nuclei of the cells. Here it will be packaged again in the nucleus of the cell. And each of these will be identical to each other. I've just taken 4 chromosomes here, 2 pairs of chromosomes to show you. If you were to think about it on the complete scale, each nucleus would then now contain again 23 pairs of chromosomes. So we just focused, and in the end, in our cell that we just drew on the previous page, we had these 2 here. That's why we had 4 of those strands. But on the bigger scale, you would have again 23 pairs of chromosomes, or 46 chromosomes in total. And that form of cell division is called mitosis. You can look into mitosis in lots more detail. There's lots of different names to the stages and what goes on, but you don't need to know for your exam the names of the different stages for the AQA specification. You need to know this condensed bit of information, which is that copies of the genetic information are made, and then the cell divides to make cells that are genetically identical. If you found this video on mitosis useful, then please press the like button below and feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching.